Good afternoon and welcome back to Coastal Chaos 2018, a WFTDA-Recognized Tournament brought to you by the Rock Coast Rollers of Rockport, Maine and New England Roller Derby Report. Our next game features the Rock Coast Rollers of the Perfect Storm, specifically the A team here in Rockport, Maine, versus the Rockin City Rollers of Round Rock, Texas. So thank you for joining us. Our first jam is on. That is number 23, Fury, who's had great performances in prior games. And I believe against Nurse Heartless.
That is number 10, Nurse Heartless.
Yes, the ever-popular number 10. Nurse Heartless for Rock Coast being driven to the outside, taken back to the jammer line by Rockin City's defense. We've seen a lot of that so far. Fury taking lead. Took 26 seconds.
First game we saw with Rockin City, we found they really like to control the pace. They like to play a slow, methodic game.
Yes.
In the next game with Rock Coast Rollers against Bay State, Rock Coast played a little faster game.
Oh, yes.
So we'll see what happens today. I think it's going to be a very interesting and exciting game between these two teams. There's no reason to believe it won't be a healthy scoring game.
I like that, healthy.
Healthy scoring game. I don't know that anyone will run away with it.
We've seen many healthy scores today.
Yeah.
And just in case, because I just realized I did not say it, that is Chad with the New England Roller Derby Report, and I'm Beautiful Banshee, here to bring you the game before us. So in the backstretch, currently Rockin City's defense controlling the front of the pack, and that is Nurse Heartless pushing it out. Oh, no, wait, she passed the star to Kissy Kicks.
Kissy Kicks. And Kissy is
Those
finally
signature
through.
braids.
Kissy Kicks of Turn 2 Skate Shop down in Southern Maine.
Yes, and one of our vendors here at Coastal Chaos. 5 points up for Rockin City, drawing first blood. And jammers of current, if you are just joining us, we have Rock Coast Rollers Perfect Storm in black. We have Rockin City's greatest hits in blue. So 73, that would be Sinistral Warrior, also having a great performance yesterday. And 1096 Chola Rolla, really, I believe, one of the top performers on Rockin City yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have both jammers getting caught up in tripods, but it is Chola Rolla taking it first, snagging lead.
Yeah, Warrior is out, so Rolla's going to have to be quick about what she wants to do. She may just take this easy point. No, she's going to go for all four. No points picked up by the Perfect Storm.
And let's meet the skaters. As I mentioned, wearing blue, Rockin City Rollers' greatest hits. 0260 Vava Vroom. 050 Bad Juju. 1096 Chola Rolla. 2070 Shiner Knock. 211 Beth Wish. 23 Fury. 2581 Root of All Evil. 313 Fury. So we have two Furies, just with different numbers. 42, Red Ripper. 5011, Moxie Balboa. 5678, Bossy Nova. 62, Chili Concussion. 669, Miss Destruction. 789, Insignious. And 989, Dibbles Destroya. We have Michigan out there versus Smacks on Deck. Smacks on Deck with Rock Coast, of course.
And Smacks really working the front of that pack quite well, but now pushed out on turn 2. She's going to get drawn back by Root of All Evil.
Michigan currently working against the wall in the very front of the pack, put out by Rock Coast, getting a little bit of O from one of her blockers, able to come around. 40 seconds it took her to pick up lead, but she's still facing, it appears we had a star pass on Rock Coast.
Yeah, we have Oxidizer taking the star now for Rock Coast.
Pack moving into turn 4. Just passing the jammer line. It is called off. Rockin City able to keep Rock Coast scoreless. Two points up, bring Rockin City to 11. Nurse Heartless wearing the star for Rock Coast. Chola Rolla back at it. Oh, no. I apologize. That would be 669, Miss Destruction.
Heartless is through. First lead jammer for Rock Coast Rollers. And a big drawback by the Rock Coast Rollers defense. So there's some time for Heartless. She weaves her way through. Ducks and dives. She's picked up 4 points. She's going to call it. And Rock Coast is on the board with 24:52 left in the first.
Wearing black, Rock Coast Rollers Perfect Storm. 10, Nurse Heartless. 100, Ashley Hapner. 13, Liquor. 1349, Siren Plague. 203, Oxidizer. 49, Awesome Hands. 61, Nacho Friend. 70, Hammer Down. 73, Sinistral Warrior. 81, Princess Layrout. 828, Kissy Kicks. 911, Sarah Hewitt. 925, Craziness. And 97, Smacks on Deck.
Shout out to Julian Cazares, who wants to say hello to the Rockin' City Roller Girls. He couldn't be there this weekend, but is hanging out watching on the stream.
Well, thank you for watching us. Fury versus Hammer Down. Those are your jammers. Fury, of course, wearing blue for Rockin' City.
I talked to Hammer Down prior to this game. Hammer Down has not played in a couple of years.
Really?
And that showed yesterday when Hammer Down was sent out on a penalty.
Oh.
And took the long way around the track because
I did wonder
forgot
that you can go either way.
Either way now.
Per the update last year. That is Fury adding 5 to the score. And 4 points were secured in the last jam, so 16-4 at current.
Kissy Kicks has taken the star for Rock Coast. It'll get called off before she has a chance to get anywhere near the pack. Rock Coast is going to have to make a decision quick. They've not seen a defense quite like this, and not least this weekend. And I honestly don't think anyone has seen a defense quite like this weekend. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a slugfest. Rock Coast Jammers need to really figure out early how they can handle this defense from Rockin' City. Rockin' City needs to just come in and play their game based on what they showed us in the first round. I think they are definitely the team to beat this weekend.
Most definitely. They were the top seed coming into the tournament. So I am very curious to see how it turns out and who emerges with the Coastal Chaos 2018 trophy. Right now, Chola Rolla jamming for Rockin' City, Sinistral Warrior for Rock Coast, and we do have a slight pack advantage to Rock Coast as their pivot for Rockin' City. Actually, was just released, but had started in the penalty box. Pack in the backstretch, keeping pretty static, but a shoulder from 7, 8, 9 Insignias.
And a track cut called on Chola Rolla.
Oh, Chola Rolla, power jam for Rock Coast.
So Sinestral Warrior will have an opportunity to put some points, but picks up a forearm penalty. Not what you want to see when you have an opportunity like that. You've got to just play smart and watch what you're doing.
Yes. Keep it clean. We have a static pack in turn 4, anxiously awaiting the arrival of Chola Rolla. And perhaps a back block?
I wonder if we'll see a back block on 789. No, I don't think we're going to.
There was a back block called on someone else. 42.
42 picked that up.
Red Ripper.
You see Sinestral Warrior wants to hand off the star, or at least fake it. She hands the star to Siren Plague.
Siren Plague, another skater who jams that really had high output yesterday for Rock Coast.
Yeah, high output. Siren had that final jam in which she scored the only 5 points she needed to score.
Yeah.
She questioned at the end of that she didn't think that she had done enough. It wasn't until she went to the bench and everyone put their hands up that she realized she actually had scored enough points in
Delayed
that jam
reaction.
to actually to be able to win.
It's funny how that works.
30 Rockin City to Rock Coast Rollers 6.
Your jammer pairing, Fury and Nurse Heartless.
Only 3 blockers out there for Rock Coast, so Fury was able to get through quite quickly. Nurse Heartless is also out. And the speedy jammer, we'll see if she can close some of that gap. The pack, look how fast it's going through turn 2 and into the backstretch. That fast pack, not something we saw yesterday with
Rocket City, no.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see that switch go off. I think figuring out their opponents has been a big piece of it, and they did a great job of adapting quickly yesterday, and the same seems to appear to happen now, although with a smaller margin in score disparity. Currently, number 97, Smacks on Deck, wearing the star, up against 669, Miss Destruction from the Greatest Hits. We have 1 Rockin' City blocker in the penalty box, so slight pack advantage for Rock Coast. Pack piling up right around the pivot line.
Awesome Pants takes a penalty. She'll sit in the box. Lead jammer goes to Rockin' City and Miss Destruction.
And Chad, I have a question for you because we have our cheerleaders in the venue. They're not on camera currently, but they're over in turn 3. And I noticed they're holding up what looks like a selfie of someone. Who is that person? Their face has been all over this tournament.
Oh, so that is Crazy Ness, captain of Rock Coast.
Okay, so I've seen the little, the fat heads on sticks like here behind us at the boards. Why is Crazy Ness's face everywhere?
I'm not sure. I really don't know. I just I happened to see that and was asked yesterday to stand in and have my photo taken with head on a stick. And
oh, that's awesome. We need to make this happen. Hashtag Crazy Ness.
Crazy Ness on a stick.
Yes, Crazy Ness on a stick. Hammer down versus Fury. Your jammers lead going to Fury. The pack keeping it slow and holding back Hammer down, who gets taken to the outside. Oh, appears to have picked up a penalty. That was a forearm. So power jam in favor of the Greatest Hits.
42-6. Rockin' City. And with more to go on the board here shortly.
Now, Fury coming down the straightaway on the backstretch, right on the outside, on one leg no less, but driven to the outside and off track, recycled by Rock Coast. Burn the clock just a hair. Oh, and taken out again in turn 3.
Yeah, that was Awesome Pants who took her out there on turn 3. Awesome Pants was also so very careful to stay in herself. And she's rolling back as far as possible. That's the exit of turn 2 where she's actually gone back to.
Pat getting a little squishy and cozy and caught on the shoulders of Awesome Pants, who most definitely has Fury's number. Fury landing just over Awesome Pants. And Kissy Kicks, Rock Coast pivot, doing her part to take Fury to the lines.
Star pass, Kissy Kicks now with the star in her hand. Dodging and flinging herself around blockers in turn 1.
So successful as well. We'll see if that little hop on the apex gave Kissy Kicks any points. Unfortunately not. The whistle right as the hop occurred. So a total of 11 points put up in that jam by Rockin' City, 48-6.
So we have Nurse Heartless, and we've got Rolla on the line.
Mm-hmm. We have a full 18-wheeler on the track.
Heartless gets shoved down almost, hands to the ground, but her feet stay up.
Hack keeping it slow, but Nurse Heartless pushing it out.
Yeah, it's stretching fairly well here. Heartless could get sprung free at any moment. And there she is.
Lead to Heartless, yes. Pack according back into turn 2 and then spreading into the backstretch. Rockin City poised to react, but not quickly enough for Nurse Heartless.
So Heartless with 5 on that pass through. She'll have a chance at 4 more. She does so, and she'll call this off.
And I just observed Siren Plague and Nurse Heartless, they have matching shorts.
I think they bought those shorts for Battle of the All-Stars.
Oh.
I think is where that
so
might
carrying
have,
it on.
Yeah, I think that might have started 2 seasons ago.
I knew that they looked familiar because I was there. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Oh, I was just curious. Normally I wouldn't have picked up on that, but they're just exceptionally bright and they match.
I'm not sure why I remember that, but I can't remember names for the life of me.
Yeah, we were like, but the bright clothing. I know, same here. 3-1-3. Let's see who we have. That would be Fury. That's the other Fury. There are 2 Furies.
Yeah.
Versus 97. That's Smacks on Deck for Rock Coast. And if you are just joining us, we have the greatest hits of Rockin City Roller Girls wearing blue and Rock Coast Rollers Perfect Storm in black. Have quite the defensive quagmire on each jammer. Fury being taken back behind the jammer line, courtesy of Kizzy Kicks. Smacks on Deck pushing up mid straightaway. Both packs, both
Smacks
defensive lines
almost
are just
through, but re-enveloped. Will we have a drawback here? I think we will.
We had a star pack. Oh, no, we didn't. It's Michigan. Perhaps an update on the scoreboard. So it was Smacks on Deck. 1 minute, 20 seconds for lead to be declared. So hard fought for sure.
And she'll have a quick chance at some points. Should call it any second now. She hasn't yet. Now she has. Looks like that's going to be 4-2 in favor of Rock Coast.
That's right. We are beyond the halfway mark of the first half. So 50-19 in favor of Rockin City. Heading into Jam 12.
Yeah, we got Sinestral Warrior out on the track alongside Miss Destruction.
Initially, the pack taking a little space in the jammer line, but scooting back right before the whistle.
Yeah, both teams with a blocker in the box, I believe. We're at full strength now.
Staying safe side, it is Miss Destruction taking lead for Rockin City. Sinestral Warrior aiming to power through, has stashed the star.
A seemingly easy 5 points for Miss Destruction. She went around on the outside, and Rock Coast was nowhere to be found.
And we have had a star pass to Siren Plague on Rock Coast. The jam is called before she picks up any points. 50 points for Rockin City, 19 Rock Coast.
We'll have a timeout called by Rock Coast.
And we've mentioned how Coastal Chaos 2018 is a WFTDA-recognized tournament. The WFTDA-recognized tournament program recognizes and supports high-quality WFTDA member-hosted events and tournaments worldwide. While allowing for various tournament structures, Recognized Tournament Program establishes consistent standards for tournament officiating and games management. If you're interested in the full schedule of the WFTDA Recognized Tournaments for 2018, you can visit WFTDA.com/events. But just as an example, in the month of May alone, we have 2 events, May 4th through 6th. The Big O in Eugene, Oregon, and that is hosted by Emerald City Roller Girls. And Put Up Your Tokes Kitchener-Waterloo in Ontario, Canada. That's hosted by Tri-City Roller Derby. And the following weekend, the 18th to the 20th, We have Utter Chaos, the Madison Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin. That's hosted by Mad Rollin' Dolls. And the 19th to the 20th, Euroclash in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. And that's hosted by Newcastle Roller Girls. And closing out the month of May, Royal Brawl Guelph, Ontario, Canada, May 25th to 27th. That's hosted by Royal City Roller Girls. We're returning to gameplay. Your jammers are Nurse Heartless, wearing black for Rock Coast. And is that Chola Rolla?
Chola Rolla.
I do see Chola Rolla for the greatest hits.
And Heartless is our lead jammer again. Heartless has been quite successful today. Chola Rolla going for a star pass. Hasn't quite done it yet. Now she has.
Heartless.
Or has she? Yeah,
Heartless
she did make that pass.
Going for the apex jump doesn't quite happen. She's drawn back by Chola Rolla after the pass is completed to 0-5-0. That would be bad juju.
Heartless has not called it, so she's down in points right now. And Heartless calls it now. So Rock Coast actually coming out on the short end of the point game here. Says 2 points. Yeah, it's 2 to 4.
So Rockin' City 59, Rock Coast 21. Under 10.5 minutes remain in the half. Heading into Jam 14.
Hammer down in her copywritten crouch position.
No trademark pending, huh?
No trademark pending. Yeah.
And in addition to Hammer Down, that is Fury currently jamming for the greatest hits. A forearm call up against 789. That would be Insignious blocking for Rockin' City.
My first roller derby bout that I ever watched was between Bangor Roller Derby and Paradise City.
Wow.
And I was excited, and what drew me to the game was actually Hammer Down's jamming. That game was the most impressive thing. I couldn't believe how well she did.
Huh.
So that's what hooked me was actually
That's
Hammer
kicking it
jamming.
old school. Yeah. And we did have a star pass from Hammer Down to Oxidizer. Fury does have lead. It was unclear for a moment, but Fury calls it off before Oxidizer picks up any points for Rock Coast. Yeah, because Paradise actually merged with Western Mass Roller Derby within the last couple of years. So Paradise is no longer an entity, so definitely kicking a little old school. But see, so glad it brought you in.
Yeah, it was, I think that was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
We've got you now, Chad.
Yeah.
Can never let go. So 13 points to Rockin' City, 72 to 21 currently with 9 minutes remaining. Heading into Jam 15, a team timeout called by Rock Coast Rollers. And just in case you are enjoying our New England Roller Derby Report live stream for the low, low price of free $99, courtesy of YouTube at Nerd Derby, and you would like to support the ongoing high-quality broadcast of local roller derby, you can check out the GoFundMe link. I do believe it is on Nerd Derby's Facebook page.
Yeah, that's right.
And is it in the link on YouTube?
No, I forgot to do that.
Okay, well, throw some spare change toward Nerd Derby, and you can.
That's a great idea, though. I never even thought of that.
And also, if you are on Instagram, Chad, Nerd Derby, you should put a link in your bio.
I don't think I do Instagram.
Okay. But definitely Facebook.
Not for Nerd Derby. I might have one. But
all the social medias. But in any case, the GoFundMe link, if you choose to support the broadcast endeavors of New England Roller Derby Report, such as what we see before us, Miss Destruction versus Siren Plague. And lead to Siren Plague.
It is Siren who is our lead jammer. Ooh, will we have a penalty called on 669? No. Looked like she might have made some contact with Smashley, but I think that just looked like there was contact. There really wasn't.
It appears it was a 1-0 jam in favor of Rockin' City. That's how close together they were, 73 to 21.
I think it's important that Rock Coast put out Siren as the jammer. They tried something different. I believe that may be one of the only other Rock Coast jammers to get lead jam other than Nurse Heartless.
Correct. And I think that would be a wise decision. We'll have to see what choice the bench makes. But I have a feeling they'll end up going there.
Yeah, I think it's you don't want too much time to expire. You don't want things to get out of hand. And with only 8:10 left in the first half, it's probably time to start making some
adjustments. Yeah. Well, a huge thank you. We have in-house a VIP scoreboard sponsor is brought to you by All Kind Chocolate Bars and Caramels. They have a flagship store in Portland, Maine, and their goods are batch-tempered, hand-poured, and hand-wrapped. You can medicate, elevate, and motivate with All Kind. They're safe, easy, and discreet. Huge thank you to VIP Tires and Service. The VIP promise is better than just the lowest price. It's being treated with respect and getting the job done right the first time. Whether you need service or tires, turn to VIP. They are based here in Maine and absolutely wonderful. We appreciate them for sponsoring our scoreboard.
Yeah, thanks, VIP. Nurse Heartless with a star again for Rock Coast Rollers. And she is alongside, what do we got there? 669.
669, yes. Yeah, definitely not 1069 Cholorola.
Right.
I know, there are a couple of similar numbers. We have 669, 789, and 989 all on the Rockin City roster, so they're pretty easy to mix up, especially if they're in a pack together. Lead for Miss Destruction. Miss Destruction able to complete the pass, adding 5 points.
Heartless still wrapped up in the pack. We've only seen her not get lead one other time today.
Well, this is the example of what we're talking about. The defense displayed by Rockin City Roller Derby, and how they've been able to maintain this slow, controlled pack that many of their opposing teams are not used to. And a huge thank you to our officials on the officials crew for this game. On skates, we have Scooby Drew, Refs in Style, Push Up Zebra, Nerf Herder, Pete Smoke, Hard Dash, Destruction, and Dana Peterson. Off skates, our non-skating officials, Trogdora the Jaminator, Queen Victoria, Dirk Shearer, Coconut Chanel, WEB Destroys, Rasputin, Zero Fox, Teapotahedron, Sprocket, Glitter Bomb, Bradysaurus Rex, and Slothzilla.
Lead jammer, Rockin City Rollers. Out with relative ease, that's Cholorola.
Pack keeping it slow. We have the shoulder dance going on, the backwards blocking of Red Ripper holding back. Smacks on deck for a little bit. Seeing some penalty activity for Rockin City's blockers.
And Kicks has the star now for Rock Coast.
This is maybe the third or fourth star pass we've seen to Kissy Kicks.
Kissy Kicks in a heap with Oxidizer on turn 3.
And all of the giggles. Current score 86 Rockin City after that 7-point jam to 21 for Rock Coast. About 5.5 minutes remain in the half. We're heading into jam 18. And present jammers, Siren Plague, perhaps we called it.
Maybe.
She has the jammer star up against 23 Fury. An abbreviated pack due to the penalties. Currently one blocker each team in the box.
Siren getting all kinds of wrapped up. They did fantastic. Rocket City with just 3 blockers over there, tying her up. And now finally she is through. She's our lead jammer.
Oxidizer returning to the track from the penalty box. Fury went with the star stash, able to break the pack. 4 points up for Siren Plague.
Pack speeds up. Siren now making the decision to call it off. We wondered how would Rockin' City do with a slightly faster pack. The answer is just as good.
Oh, yes. And like I said, they adapt. And in this particular case, very well. 3-1-3. That is Miss Chagrin. Our opposition.
It's got to be hammer down based on
It
how
is.
low. Just kidding.
It is.
If you-
Hammer down low.
If you can't see the number because they're so low, it's probably hammer. Oh, hammer may have gotten her hands up.
Well, she pushed her own skater.
She did. She
She pushed kissy kicks to the
Yeah.
floor. Oops. We know derby happened. Rockin' City has a cube. So basically a 2-wall, not allowing any daylight in, never mind hammer down, with 2 braces at the front, able to drive hammer down back into the back stretch right before turn 3. And Miss Chagrin has lead on her second scoring pass right now as the pack moves into the front stretch.
hand off to Kissy Kicks, or did they fake it?
We'll see.
I would say they faked it because it looks like it's still in Hammer's hand.
Red Ripper pivot for Rockin' City to the penalty box and joined by an additional blocker. So perhaps the lack of Rockin' City blockers will help Hammer Down get through.
We have a wrist strap that looks like somebody's wrist guard might have fallen off. Just went to the infield.
Oh no, equipment malfunctions.
Yeah.
Hammer Down breaks the pack.
I believe it was Hammer's because she was putting it on.
Ah.
Or she thought it was better than her own, so she's taking it. Probably it was hers. I know we have to stay as unbiased as possible, but I'm really loving this Rockin' City roller team.
Yeah, they are quite the treat. We had discussed in the first game how we really weren't familiar with them, but just their performance has been pretty stellar, and that's at minimum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, pack advantage had started for Rock Coast as 2 Rockin' City blockers in the box. One has returned, one's left sitting. Lead to Miss Destruction. Not far behind Nurse Heartless.
Yeah, far enough behind that she wasn't able to get anywhere near the pack before Miss Destruction had called it off.
And it takes Rockin' City past the 100-point mark. 102 Rockin' City, 24 Rock Coast Rollers. We have just over a minute remaining in the half. Jam 21 fast approaching. Siren Plague will be your jammer for Rock Coast up against Chola Rolla of the Greatest Hits.
All right, thanks for joining us today. Baby Cakes, Susan Bruiser, and Libby V at home watching their rock and rollers play.
Pack picking up just a little bit of speed as it pushes from turn 2 into the back stretch. Jam quickly called off by Chola Rolla as she sees Siren Plague emerging. 3 points for Chola Rolla, taking Rockin' City to 105 to Rock Coast's 25.
Oh, except Libby V, I think, is cheering on Scooby. I reread that. Libby's cheering on Scooby Drew.
Oh, okay. See, even our officials have fans.
Yeah.
Thank you. Libby for supporting our officials.
Scooby-Drew.
Well, Scooby Drew yesterday, I saw him at breakfast before the tournament began, and he had a Pusheen shirt on. It was Pusheen with the party hat. I was like, party Pusheen! It's like, yes, I'm setting the tone for the tournament. How perfect. Fury taking lead for Rockin City. Her opposition, Sinistral Warrior of Rock Coast. Got lots of shuffle going on over there.
Nurse Heartless has the star now. It was
yes.
there with a star pass in turn 2.
Rockin City does not want to waste time in shutting down Heartless. Heartless breaks the pack, puts the star on her head. 5 points up for Fury, but before Nurse Heartless can get in there and score points in the pack, the jam is called. So a 5-point pass from Rockin City, 110 to 25. We've arrived at intermission.
We're here in intermission.
Oh, wow. Thoughts on our first half?
I think it's no surprise. I think I was interested to see how they would do with a little faster pack, but I was quite confident that what they would do on Rocket City was just adapt. And they've adapted, and I think that's the key thing that you can take away from this team. You know, you've got some great jammers on the Perfect Storm, and they have figured out an answer. You know, at first we saw Heartless do really well in 3 jams in a row, and now the last 2 jams, and when she's had the star on when she's been pivot, she's been shut down completely.
Yeah, so very interesting to see, and that is it. You know, consistency and the adaptation ability of Rockin City, and I will find it very interesting to see what the Perfect Storm comes back in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
To contend with it. But again, I'm Banshee here with Chad at New England Roller Derby Report. Thanks for watching Coastal Chaos 2018, a WFTDA-recognized tournament brought to you by the Rock Coast Rollers of Rockport, Maine. And we will be back about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
See
so you'll probably see the stream stop, but we will be right back. So go ahead and just keep an eye out, and we'll see when the stream starts back up again. Thanks a bunch.